Well, I'm really proud of our team. I thought we played really well, close to our best game of the season offensively, probably our best game of the season offensively, and our defense was good. And with the exception of giving up too many offensive rebounds, I thought we played a great game and beat a very, very good team.
Were the offensive rebounds something you knew that your team would give up coming in?
Well, I was hoping we wouldn't, but I know that can be a strength of theirs versus us. As much as we try to take away their perimeter play, that leaves us sometimes in bad situations to get the defensive rebound. So I thought Kanasevich was just incredible, just a tremendous performance. And even with that, I thought we played great defense. So I think if we had cleaned up a few more defensive possessions with a clean rebound, we would have had incredible numbers. But even with that, I thought we played very good defense.
What were some of the adjustments you made on him, given that Zoe was out with foul trouble?
Yeah, that hurt us, because Zoe's such a great defender and can be such a presence and it bother big guys who are versatile like Kanasevich is. That hurt us. We started to try to double him a little bit. He's a really great passer, so you have to be really careful when you decide to double him and if that's always the right thing. We gave up a 3 to Wilson at the top of the key on a wrong double team. But we tried to do that and just tried to always be, have our body on him. But he played a great game. He's a great player.
Chris, you had 6 guys hit 3-pointers in the first 15 minutes. This is the shooting you've been projecting and looking for.
Yeah, I mean, yes. I feel like we're a better shooting team than we've shot this season. But I don't know if we're a 45% three-point field goal shooting percentage team. But I think we're better than we've shot thus far this season. And part of it, I believe, is home court and feeling really good and being energized by the great crowd. And part of it is, as time goes on here, guys have developed a little bit more confidence because of how much work they put in with it.
You went small to start the second half. Was that a response to Alonzo's foul issues, or that might be something you use again going forward?
Well, it was just a response that Alonzo had 3 fouls. I put him back in the game when he had 2 fouls in the first half, and just as I sent a sub to the scorer's table, he committed his third. And we just figured he was getting them so quickly that maybe it'd be a good chance to have Deion go in there and start to really rotate our bench, including Zoe, during the course of the second half.
Speaking of Deion,
yeah, great. Yeah,
clearly his best.
Yeah, great game for Deion. I'm really happy for him. Deion's an excellent defensive player, and sometimes, as much as I say it, maybe it doesn't resonate as well with our fans. But he played a great game, shot the ball well, played great defense, really battled the whole time. So I'm really happy for him and proud of his effort today.
Against Massachusetts and St. Joe's, that matchup clearly gave them issues. But what is it about that, do you think? What is sort of the point of the spear? Why is it so good?
I think it's because we have good defensive players. I don't really mean that to be sarcastic, John. We've 2 years ago we were not a good defensive team, and we were teaching the same principles and ideas. But we can put lineups out there when Trey, Zoe, Deion, Set are in the game. That's 4 really, really good defensive players. It would probably be really effective to play man-to-man or press or whatever. I think some of the tips that we talk about really helps us kind of accentuate the scouting. So I hope that that's the case, but I'd say it really comes down to who the guys are that are doing the defending. This was Derek Williams' best defensive game of his career. I thought he was really tremendous.
Coach, how big of a, week, 8 days has it been since going back to Dayton, these 3 big wins before going to the bed?
It's awfully good. I don't know the RPI numbers exactly, but I think if you look at 3 home games versus all teams that are really highly regarded traditionally and 3, who are having really good seasons, it was pretty impressive homestand. And my favorite part of it is the Robins Center and the fans and the atmosphere that it's created. As I said at the beginning of the year, we feel really honored. And I think we have to play as well as we can and as hard as we can to deserve to be the first team to play here.
How big of a game is St. Louis coming up?
They're all big. St. Louis is tremendous. Great team, obviously a great defensive team, very balanced, really good players, veteran players. So this is going to be something we have to really focus on and play well to stay competitive.
complete game of the year for Spiders?
It's hard to tell off the top of my memory, but I think it's got to be up there with one of them. I think right now we know the importance of each and every game in conference, so we're just trying to pour everything we have into each game.
How about the bounce line? 5 guys in double figures. How are you guys? I mean, you guys have really balanced offense. What are you guys able to do?
I think everybody was just aggressive. You know, we have a bunch of players that can, shoot and score. So when, everybody started hitting a couple shots, that made everybody feel better. And, everyone stayed aggressive throughout the whole game.
How much of a departure is that from earlier in the season when Richmond had so much trouble getting 2 or 3 guys going at the same time shooting?
Right, yeah. I think early on in the season, we relied heavier on Seth and Kendall. And I think everybody else was just trying to, figure out their roles, figure out what they could do. So I think now later in the season, everybody, feels confident in their game. And I think we all feel like we can contribute.
If you were an offensive player against which you fellas play on defense, what would drive you crazy?
Repeat that question for me.
If you were an offensive player playing against the matchup that Richmond plays, what would drive you nuts? Because clearly Massachusetts and St. Joe's didn't get shot.
Right. I mean, a lot of it would drive me nuts. Our scouts have been really good, so we kind of know everybody's tendencies. We're jumping out on a bunch of teams like to run handoffs and like that dribble weave, and we've been able to jump out, kind of push them back farther out so they don't have edges. And we're being scrappy. We're not the best rebounding team, but everybody's being scrappy. So a lot of it. Our defense is playing well right now.
With Zoe was dealing with some foul trouble, and you seemed to step up in the rebounding department. Was that something you took upon yourself, or was it something Coach called you out for?
I think as a team, we always try to focus on rebounding. So it wasn't me personally. I think that's one of the better things I do. But as a team, we have a bunch of rebounders: Terry, Deion, D-Will. Everybody can contribute some rebounds.
What were you guys able to do against Galloway, forcing him into a tough shooting night?
Well, we know he's a great shooter, so we just wanted to be out on him as much as we could and have a hand in his face at all times to try to just make sure he didn't have any clean looks. So I think we did a pretty good job of that.
Did you guys make any adjustments on their big guy at halftime because he seemed to be dominating?
Yeah, he was killing us, in the post and on offensive rebounds. So we just kind of stressed, trying to push him off as far as we could off the block and just making him work for everything.
Do you look forward to Wednesday? This is a game against one of the nation's best, not just the league's best.
Yeah. As great as this win was, we got to, look forward to the next one and just keep trying to get better each day. So, like you said, Wednesday, that's a big one. And going on the road, it's always tough to win on the road. So we're going to need everybody, to be focused to win that one.
Though you've only played against them last season. You've seen them 2 seasons previously.
Right.
What do they do defensively that just crushes people?
Right, they're really good defensively. They're always just real strong and just chesting you on all your drives and stuff. They make it hard to get in the paint, and they're always real physical and rebound well. So that's something that we're gonna have to, know that going into and ready to be physical with them as well.
Is it possible just to get more comfortable at home as a 3-game homestand continues, and does the basket look bigger as a homestand continues?
I think it's just being more comfortable being at home. When you have days off, you're able to get in the gym, in your home gym, and put up shots, and it makes you more confident in your shot, makes you more comfortable in the games, in home games.
Can you speak to your progression as a scorer here in the last week or two, compared to where you were earlier in the season struggling?
Yeah, lately I've just been focusing on getting better, and I know my shot has been off lately, but Coach always just tell me to keep shooting, and that's just what I'm doing.
Can you talk about that runner you had in the lane late in the game? I saw you smiling all the way down the court.
I went to the lane, and at first I was going to go for the shot, but then I decided to pass, but I didn't see anyone open, so I had to make a late decision to put it up there. And it happened to go in.
What was it that you did so well against Galloway? I mean, one of the top 3-point shooters in the conference.
We just didn't give him much space to shoot. Coach stressed that we make him drive and make him shoot 2-point shots, so he didn't really have many open looks.